All right, section 7.5, that says in your notes, but it's really 7.6 in the textbook. This is on rentals, condominiums, and cooperatives. A condominium is a form of home ownership where each unit is individually owned. You have home association fees, all right, and you have common areas like a pool or a clubhouse, things like that. A co-op apartment or a cooperative. This is a corporation, owns the entire complex and rents out each unit. You usually pay some sort of maintenance fee that's included in your rent. Condominiums own both the land and the home. Question 1. 3 years ago, Jerry purchased a condo. This year, his monthly maintenance fee is $13.97. 20% of this fee is for Jerry's property taxes. How much will Jerry pay this year in property taxes? So you take your $13.97 and multiply it by your 20% or your 0.20 to figure out what he owes for property tax. That would be $279.40 per month. Okay, now that's for 1 month, so you need to multiply it by 12 to find out how much for the entire year. So 274.4 or 279.40 times 12 gives you $3,352.80 in property taxes for the entire year. Number 2. Ron is a co-op in Astor Cooperative. The total shares in the cooperative are 40,000 shares. If Ron owns 500 shares, what percentage of the cooperative corporation does he own? So you take Ron's 500 shares divided by the total number of shares, which is 40,000. That gives you the decimal 0.0125. They want a percentage, so you take your decimal point and move it 2 places to the right. All right, so that'll give you 1.25%. Number 3, Ethel rented an apartment from a landlord in Sullivan County. Her rent was $1,200 per month until she moved out last week. The new tenants pay $1,350 per month. Represent the rent increase as a percent to the nearest tenth of a percent. So percent increase, the formula is new minus old divided by the old. So the new price or the new rent is $1,350 minus the old rent of $1,200. Divide that all by the old rent of $1,200. Okay, so you're on the top you're going to get $150. Okay, divided by 1,200 gives you 0.125. Move it 2 places to the right to convert from a decimal to a percent. It gives you 12.5% increase. Number 4, the Basil family has a summer co-op apartment on a beach and pays a monthly mortgage of $1,120 and a monthly maintenance fee of $800. The Basils get approved from the co-op board of directors to sublet their apartment. Since they do not plan to use it this summer, this means that they will continue to make all the payments, but they will rent the apartment to a tenant for the 3 months they are away. The Basils will charge $2,300 per month to the tenants. Part A, what is the total of the 3 months mortgage payments and maintenance fees? So you take your mortgage, which is $1,120, plus your maintenance fee of $800. That's per month. Times it by 3 for the 3 months gives you a total of $5,760. How much rent will the Basils receive? Well, they're renting it for $2,300 times 3. That's $6,900. Will the rent cover the monthly fees that the Basils must pay? Yes, they're charging $6,900 and they only have to pay $5,760. So yes, they will have enough money. Part D, what is the difference between the rent the Basils will collect and the monthly payments? So you just take the money they get, $6,900, subtract off the money that they owe, which is $5,760, and that gives you $1,140 profit. Number 5, monthly rent at Countryside Co-ops is increased annually, modeled by the exponential equation, y equals 12 times 2155 times the percentage 1.062 to the x minus 1. What is the percent increase? So we're not going to focus too much on this one. I'm just going to point out a few key parts. The percentage is the 1.062. You subtract that from 1 for meaning 100%, and you get a leftover of 0.62. So that means how much is over 1? Well, it's 0.62 over 1. So that's going to be 6.2% increase. Don't worry too much about number 5. I just wanted to kind of point it out a little bit. Number 6, the Tenzers bought a mobile home for $89,500. The rent space in a trailer park for $900 per month. The rent increases 2% per year. if they put down a down payment of $10,000 on the trailer, how much must they borrow? Well, you take your $89,500, subtract off your down payment. That's $79,500. So they have to borrow $79,500. If they borrow the amount from part of 15 years at an APR of 6%, what will the monthly payment be to the nearest cent? So there you're going to use your monthly payment calculator. All right, remember that link on the Canvas page. So you're going to plug in your 15 years for the time. APR is 6%. They're borrowing $79,500. That kicks out a monthly payment of $670.87. What will the first monthly payment be? Well, $670.87. And what will the final monthly payment be? $670.87. It's a fixed mortgage. Unless it tells you otherwise, it's fixed. D, how much will they pay each month for their trailer and the space for the first year? Well, $670.87 is each month. They have to pay the trailer park $900 to rent the space. Add those two together, that's $1,570.87. Okay, that's how much they pay each month. Part E, what will the space rental be to the nearest cent when they are making the final payment on the trailer? So here's where you plug in the trailer rental of, the location rental of $900 times 1 plus 0.02. The 0.02 comes from the 2% increase. So it's 100% plus 0.02% because it's 2% increase. And you multiply that by 14 years. Okay, that gives you a value of $1,187.53. That is it for section 7.6.